Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope you are all doing well and welcome to episode 2 of my Time After Time. And today I am doing a little timekeeper. I have a clock face, it's actually a watch face, and I'm going to put it into my dragon's mold. Now, I was hoping to be able to just do a little bit of color on the dragon, but I decided to not do any color with any marker or anything like that in the mold, that I would just leave it just with a little bit of shimmer in the resin, and then I could always color him afterwards. Now, hindsight is a wonderful thing, especially for me, because I get an idea, and when I've done it I always think, well, I should have done that. I thought about it and I didn't do it anyway. So if I do pour this mold again, I will definitely color him in first, or burnish him, so that there is a little bit more color to the actual piece once it is cured. So what I wanted to do was, because he's called the timekeeper, I wanted him to be holding on to the actual watch face. And so I poured in some of the clear resin, and then I did battle a little bit. I didn't want to fill it up because I thought that the watch face would float a bit. So I didn't fill it. I only filled it 3/4 of the way with the clear resin, and then I pushed in the actual watch face, and then I did fill it up a bit, like I said, to about 3/4 of the depth of the mold, which was where I wanted the face to be, and I thought it was in the perfect position. And we shall see later on whether I was right or not. Now, this is my crystal 10. It is only supposed to go up to 10 centimeters, but because this mold is it's a little vase, you can use it as a vase or a little plant holder or something like that. It isn't very deep. It's sorry, let's get that right. It is quite deep, but it's not very wide. So around the middle is only about 1 centimeter, and even though it's quite deep, it is normally fine. I don't need a deep pour for this type of a mold. So my crystal 10 works perfectly like this. If it didn't have the silicone in the middle and it was just a solid mold, then I would think twice about using my crystal 10. But because of the shape of this mold and because it has the center to it, my crystal 10 works perfectly fine in this. So you can see I am fiddling around a little bit with the watch face, because it did keep sliding to the side a little bit. So I was trying to get it wedged in almost, so that it didn't float and it didn't tip sideways, so that it was laying down, and I wanted it to be as upright as I could possibly make it. And there again, I'm fiddling again because it kept moving over, and I wanted it to be by his one wing. So it was being a little bit stubborn, and I was not going to let it be stubborn, so I was being even more stubborn. And eventually I did get it into the place that I wanted it to be in. Now, when I shut off the camera, I realized I hadn't put in the little gears and cogs that I had made previously with some resin, because I wanted to have a little bit of color in it. I didn't want too much color. Like I said originally, I basically wanted it to be sort of clear, but I did want a little bit of color. So I had made some gears and cogs in a light blue, and there you can see the light blue gears and cogs that I had put into the resin, and I left it to cure. So now all I wanted to do was I wanted to color in or burnish his tail, the scales of his tail and his feet, because I wanted those to show up a little bit, but like I said, I didn't want too much color to the actual piece. So there I'm just showing you, I just wanted to do his feet and the tail, which you can actually see beautiful scales on them. So this is a Temu marker, and it is a really pretty marker. They don't have names on them. Basically, it's you get gold, and if it looks like gold, it's gold. And then the other one is, it's like a, what is the word? Holographic, I think. Is it? I think it is. It's a greenish color. And that is actually a nail powder. It's not from Temu. It's from one of our local stores here called Value Co. And I get it in the nail section. So whenever I'm walking past there, if I see a different color in the nail section, then I grab it, because it works beautifully with your resin and in your molds. So that is what I often do. And like I said, they work really nicely. And it's not holographic. There's another name for it. It will come to me while I am chatting here. No, it's still not there. Can't remember yet. So now here I'm just using my 99% alcohol just to clean around his little claws on his feet, to take away all the excess marker powder that got put on when I used my brush. Unfortunately, that is what does happen sometimes, and you just have to clean it off. If you do a good enough job, you don't even know that it was there in the first place. And then like I said, I wanted to use my I nearly put the wrong lid on the marker powder. Hang on, I am going to stop this voiceover. I need to find out what the name of that powder is. It's Aurora powder, and funnily enough, on all the other little containers that I have, all have the word Aurora on it. The one that I am looking at now obviously does not. So there I was just going around with my paintbrush and just getting into all the scales of his tail, and this shows up really nicely. Now when I fill this, obviously it's going to be white. Well, it'll be a clear color, not black or white. So the color of the Aurora powder will not show up as much as if I was doing or using a black, because the black shows this color up beautifully, but it will still show up nicely. You will still get the effect, but if I had been using black as my base color underneath this, then it would have, sorry, that's Marshall, then it would have shown up a lot better. So here again, I am just cleaning off the excess that I ended up going over where the base of the actual mold is, because that isn't his tail. He's obviously sitting on the ground. So I just had to make sure that that was nice and clean before I poured the next coat. Right, so we shall get to that once I have tidied up the counter. Right, so I have mixed up my clear, and all I did was I added a little bit of the blue shimmer. It's a tiny little bit of blue shimmer in the resin, and I am just filling up just to the top of the mold. Now normally, if I had not waited as long as I did with filling up the mold, so normally if you don't want a line when you are doing layers, you have to wait until your first layer is only just gelled, then you can fill up to the next layer. So like I was saying in the beginning, with the different types of resins that you can use, some of them are deep pour and some of them aren't deep pour. If you want to use your normal resin, say my crystal 10, it's only supposed to be a centimeter deep. If it was a deep pour, what you do is you do it in layers, but you should wait only until it is gelled, and then you can add your next layer. I didn't wait that long, and I mean, I did wait longer than that, and unfortunately you are bound to get a line where you have poured your next layer. So that is one way to not get layer lines if you're not wanting layer lines. I wasn't too worried about layer lines, so that is why I didn't only wait until it had gelled. So there I just sprayed it with a little bit of my 99% alcohol, and I waited for it to cure overnight. He has cured. I love the bottom of it already. I think it's looking gorgeous. Now I'm just hoping that our clock or our little watch face is going to be visible. And I was also worried that I might have put it on in upside down. So I'm hoping that I haven't put it in upside down. But anyway, let's see what he looks like. And molds really nicely. Oh. Right, let's just pop that the right way around, and let's see. It is a matte mold. I didn't realize it was such a matte mold. It's very matte. Oh, and I put the clock face in upside down. But that is gorgeous. Oh well, you know what? Does it matter? Does it matter? Does it matter? Maybe it does. Oh dear, because it would have looked so nice if it was the right way around. Oh well, but you can still see it. It would have looked so nice if I only realized once it was curing that I might have put it in the wrong way. Anyway, it's fine. I love the way his scales have come out. Absolutely gorgeous. Yes, you can see there is the line and there are the air bubbles. But the egg is beautiful. I actually didn't realize it was in an egg. It's beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off his little wings and do something with his face. I'm not going to do too much though, because our little timekeeper is supposed to be a little bit more dainty. So there we go. I am pleased with that, other than my really silly mistake. Really silly mistake, but what can I do now? What can I do? Anyway, I do think it is looking really pretty. I love that color. So I'm just running through here how I decorated with my gold marker, and I used a turquoisey blue to do the body. I did a few highlights here and there. I dotted his eyes with the black, and then I went around with some of my UV resin and I put some shimmer into his wings, just the top 3 sections, because I didn't want to cover anywhere where the clock was. And then I did the back with some silver just around where the cracks were on the egg. So this did take quite a bit of time, and that's why I fast forwarded through it quite a lot. But here I was just blending in the colors a little bit, and there is our timekeeper. I think he looks really sweet. I like how dainty it is, and I do think that little bit of shimmer on the wings just gives it something extra. So here are a few pictures that I took once I had finished everything. Let me know what you think of my little timekeeper, and I hope you enjoyed my second episode of Time After Time. And again, as usual, thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you so much for commenting and liking my videos. I really appreciate it. And again, as usual, until next time, have a great one.